Hi, everyone. It is Amanda from AmandaFrancis.com here with my friend Andrea Crowder, bringing you our money manifestation party. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to check and make sure the link is working and that everyone can see what's going on. Give me just 1 second.
Maybe some people can post in the comment section that they can see.
That would be super helpful. Can you guys let us know that you can see?
I'll check. I'll keep checking the page.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about what is going to happen tonight. Yay, look, we already have some really good questions. I'm so excited to answer these. Okay, let me tell you guys a little bit about what's going to happen tonight. As you probably know, my digital course, The Money Mentality Makeover, my favorite thing in the whole world, the course that I was led and inspired to create to help women step into their power as earners, to help women to begin to understand that it is okay to desire money and that we can drop our guilt and limiting beliefs around why we don't deserve money and have the experience of receiving and earning money into our lives. That course is live today, and it is at a special price, $200 off, only for the people from the Vision Board Party and the people who got on my wait list. So I'm not sharing it with the public yet. So you guys get this special time to ask Andrea and I questions and for us to tell you stories, and I can talk about the course. And no matter whether you sign up for the course or not, I hope that I inspire you to go bigger and feel more expansive around money and increase your experience of receiving income. Okay, so that's the intention for tonight. So we're going to meditate. I'm going to answer questions. I can talk about the course. We will tell stories. We will encourage you, and we will drink wine. Andrea and I both have wine here. Yay! Okay.
I said because we know how to party.
I've never had wine at a webinar before. I always bring kombucha, but this is a party, so I'm celebrating. Okay, so let's meditate first, and then I think I'm just going to start going through you guys' questions, and if there's any themes or anything I can really riff on, then we will. But we'll just keep it casual and conversational and fun, and we'll all get into the vibe of manifesting, attracting more money, because that's the best thing in the world. Okay, so everyone sit up straight. Close your eyes, turning your palms upward and rolling your eyes in and up, focusing on that space between your eyebrows. And begin to take big, long, deep breaths in through your nose, holding at the top and releasing. Breathing in. Holding, release. Just taking a moment to be here with ourselves, letting any stress or care or worry from the day fall away. Purposefully relaxing, not holding your stomach in, not crunching your shoulders up, but knowing that this is a safe place to relax and breathe and be yourself and have fun. I ask for guidance, bringing direction and inspiration and any beautiful content around money co-creation that these women may need. I ask that our hearts be open and that we receive everything that we came here to get tonight. We trust that we are all here on purpose and that there are plans and beautiful paths in store for us, more wildly abundant than we could ever imagine. We ask these things and expect major greatness. Amen. And taking any big, deep Last breaths that you need to. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, yay, so many of you got to come live. I'm so excited. 74 of us are here right now. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, I think I'm gonna start at the top and just go down. Let's just go through this. We are so freaking excited too, Lauren and Sarah. We love you, we're so happy. Okay, what are some money meditations or mantras that you suggest, as well as daily rituals to get the subconscious money blocks? So many things. I have so many resources for this. If you go to amandafrancis.com actually and click on meditations, on free meditations, I have a Boss Lady meditation series, and 2 out of the 4 meditations are about money. One is called Calling in the Money. Some people tell me they do it like every night. I would try that. Some of my favorite money affirmations and mantras, I have so many. Money comes quickly and easily to me. Money comes quickly and easily to me. It is safe to receive wealth. I am worthy of the income that I desire. And if I have a new financial goal, I will say for you, it might be like a $5,000 month. $5,000 months come quickly and naturally and easily to me. I am being guided to every single step is something I might say. A favorite from people who have taken the money course that I see people making into graphics over and over and sharing because everyone seems to love this one is, my work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. My work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. When I was starting my business, I was running around Dallas hanging flyers for life coaching in every Starbucks, saying to myself, my work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. True stories. That's one of my classic ones. And rituals to get the subconscious money blocks, rituals. You know, for me, the subconscious money blocks, the way I get rid of those is I uncover them. I look and see what they are. So my process for that is, A, if I could have anything in the world, anything in the whole wide world, what do I want? And then what are these little, small, tiny, crazy, mad ideas that say I can't have that? And those are all the blocks. And then then I have a process for working through each and every block, removing that block and changing it to a more positive belief, and then integrating that more positive concept into my belief system. That's my process. And that's what the money course goes really deep into, is my 9-step process. Andrew, do you have anything to say about shifting your money, your blocks and your small ideas around money?
Yeah, so you actually had mentioned this, I think, on the last webinar, but I do this as well. So changing passwords. So like, even though a lot of times we don't have to think about our password anymore, slowly, subconsciously, we're reprogramming our mind. If I could show you guys my wall right now, my huge focus this year is like me elevating other people's businesses. So I just this last weekend redid my entire wall. You might have seen my Facebook post about it. And then I also have taped right here on my desk an affirmation, because one of my other big goals is that I want to save $100,000 towards our dream home this year. So I set metrics and I said, once I save half, I can reward myself with new couches, which was what was motivating me. So my affirmation is, I quickly and easily save $50,000 and it feels exciting. The universe blesses me with opportunities to quickly and easily earn $50,000 and I feel so grateful. So I am just like kind of feeling grateful already towards God or the universe or whatever you feel comfortable with is definitely key for me. Because if you're just constantly asking, and like the feeling is expectation, you're really sending out the vibe of expectation versus gratitude, which is already believing in the receiving. And so that for me was a big part. And then the last thing that I was going to say is, Amanda, you just posted this and inspired me to change up my screensaver again on my phone. So now my screensaver has 3 of like my biggest, most important goals for myself for this year. So those are little ways that I've kind of reprogram my subconscious. And then the last thing that I did, somebody actually inspired me to talk about this last night. One of my Facebook friends, Andrea Shoulders, had posted that she found $100 in like hidden in her wallet or something like that. And she posted and she said, what should I spend it on? And everybody was like, oh, go shopping for yourself, this and that. And I just said, don't keep it in your wallet, because you have that eternal feeling of abundance, knowing that it's always there. So I don't have that feeling of lack because my wallet's empty. My wallet always has a crisp, pretty $100 bill that just makes me feel energetically abundant. And like Amanda said on our vision board party, you attract your whatever energy that you're putting out. If it's an energetic match, then you attract more of it. So if your energetic match is worry or lack, you attract more worry or lack. If your energetic match is abundance, then you attract more abundance. So those are kind of my core initial things that I started doing for myself to start feel more abundant and to kind of reprogram my subconscious to not feel like I had that poverty mindset that I was kind of raised with.
Amen, sister. So good. I love that you said that thing about the $100 bill, because I did this for a long time. Okay, so I got it from Abraham Hicks. They say one of their exercises they recommend is to carry around a $100 bill. And if you don't have a $100 bill, imagine that a $100 bill is there either way. And all day long, pretend you spend it, which is a nice way to be in the energy of spending. We talk about this in the course, how there needs to be a flow of giving and receiving, of not clenching and holding on to money, but spending money actively, feeling good and feeling abundant while you spend, and then also feeling good and abundant while you receive, and kind of integrating this belief that there's more coming in than going out, right? So I used to walk around Highland Park in Dallas, Texas, which was like outside my neighborhood, but like a very different neighborhood. It's where all the huge like mansions are, like all the Dallas Cowboys lived like on those streets, right? So I would walk around the neighborhood and energetically buy houses. I'd be like, I buy that house, I buy that house, I buy that house, and nothing felt as abundant. Then of course I can buy 10 houses on the street, because it's all about the energy. And the problem is, really, you get into that space and you feel that way, and that's everything, until you listen to crazy ideas that tell you that's not true and you can never have that house. But the more you clear the blocks and work through all that stuff, the more you really can just live in the abundance of energy. And that's what gets fun, is it's not such a struggle. Every new money goal feels just like a small challenge, but like, of course it's coming to me because I am an abundant woman.
What would you say to a student who came to you and said that they struggled with constantly saying the words, I can't afford that?
No, we never say that. Those are dirty words. Okay. I don't know if you heard, I don't know what week of the course I said this. You probably heard me say it. I say that let's just be real. What we spend, how we use our money is a choice we make. Not affording it is a choice. Affording it is a choice. Like I get that in just the practical, logical realm, there is money in the account and you don't want to spend more than you have. Like I get that. But you choose how you spend that amount. So when you're saying like, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, that feels so much different than actually I'm choosing to do this instead of this. Actually, I'm choosing to save and donate and give and spend on this. Like it's just an energy of I'm in control of my money versus an energy of money is this thing that is out there that I can't control and I have no say on how much of it I get, which is bullshit. We have a lot of a say on how much we get. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. And for me as a parent, this was something that I had to really check myself on, because I realized I was teaching the same behavior to my children because I was just raised on like, oh, we can't afford that. And so I had to start checking myself, because my kids would pick something up at the store and I'd be like, no, sorry, we can't afford that, because we were living paycheck to paycheck. And so I was teaching my children lack. And so I had to very carefully start replacing my words around my children as well, because I don't want to raise them with those dirty words that are going to create that lack mindset that will ultimately keep them not affording what it is that they truly want. So I love how you phrase like consciously deciding and choosing to say, even to your children, no, our money is better, is as already being allocated to this, which is our priority, or something along those lines. If you have a smaller child, it's a little bit harder to explain, but don't say those dirty words if we can't afford it. Even if they're 3, they start to get it. And like, to me, I think as a parent, I want to raise my children without having some of those like tongue twister money blocks.
Yeah, in the womb, like from the beginning, they hear it. Yeah, forever. Yeah, and I think no matter how much our parents try, we'll pick up our own crazy limiting beliefs, like we just will. But yeah, how much better is it to help them to have less crazy shit to work through, because you program them with the words that are gonna lead to abundance. Agree, 1,000,000%.
Exactly. You know, Marie Forleo said something really great on one of her videos. She just said that whenever she got uncomfortable about spending money, so whenever she would swipe her card, she would say to herself, there's always more where that came from. So if you guys are buying something and investing to yourself, that was a habit that I started getting into, of saying like, don't worry about spending this money. It's okay to invest in me, because there's always more where that came from. It feels like a lie at first, but the more that you say it, the more you'll start to believe it.
Yes, and then eventually there always will be more where that came from. Someone said that in one of the testimonials for the course. They said something like, now I no longer get anxious when the number in my checking account gets low. Instead, I believe that there's always more, and then there always is. And I was like, yes, because you believe. And I know that sounds overly simple, but really the hardest part of the work is going through your crazy beliefs and shifting them to positive beliefs, so that you can truly believe that there's always more. And then when you truly believe it, you kind of open up the floodgates. And yes, there's still work. There's what I call inspired action. Like you get universal nudges or hits of inspiration that say, do it this way or do it that way, when it comes to receiving the amount you want. Like you still have to do your part, but it is significantly easier when you believe you can have it, because we can't be brought anything we don't believe we can have, because the universe can't override our free will. I think I said that on the last call. It's just a principle that's true. So it's our work to do whatever it takes to move into believing it, to change our money mentality, right?
You did mention on the last call that sometimes you kind of have to wade into the water. It's hard to go from having like a really poverty mindset of making like $2,000 a month to believing that you can be $1 million earner. That's hard to shift that far so quickly. So like you were saying, you would just do like, okay, I can make $8,000 this month. Okay, I can make $10,000 this month, and just like slowly increasing what you believe you can have. So don't feel like you guys all of a sudden, because I would get down on myself and be like, why am I having these thoughts? I suck because I can't get my own brain in order. And it's just not always that simple.
No, take the baby steps, one thing at a time. When I'm picking my goal, it's always something that I know I can energetically get behind with a little work. It doesn't sound like the easiest thing in the world. Like, God will have to help me. I've heard you say it like, God will have to do the heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. I do that. So it's something, but the balance of something I can get behind, that I can get myself into a place of believing, but also something that will take some amount of faith. But not something I could never get my energy behind, that I could never get myself into believing. Like, that will come later. We can stair step as we go.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see what other people said. What are some ways to talk to your significant other about money manifestation so you can both be in the same mindset? So I think this is like, and since Andrea is married, I'll be interested to see her thoughts. But for me, in my 7-year relationship, the way I thought about it was keeping my own side of the street clean, doing my part, working my manifestation game, and being a light and being an example. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sharing money with someone, but someone was deeply intertwined into my life, and they didn't quite understand what I was trying to do, and they didn't quite know how to take it or believe it if it would work, but it was okay because they supported me as a whole. So then I didn't try to make them a believer about money manifestation. I just did my thing, and my example made them a believer. Now this person talks about manifesting money, and it's really funny. That would be my 2 cents. But Andrea, what would you say as far as getting like a husband on board, or not getting them on board and just doing your thing?
Well, the tricky thing is that I'm married to 100% non-believer. And
Right.
so there's no faith when it comes to how he approaches life or money or anything like that. And with me, it's like all faith and hustle. And so I think it was actually exactly the same. Like I honestly just kept praying and asking God for experiences where I could just be that example, where he could see God working in me, where he could see things happen that there was just no explanation for. And I've had so many, like there was a time where I felt really strong intuition prompting me to give Oliver money away, which sounds insane, right? And this was at the time where I was kind of, I feel like, being tested with learning how to feel abundant. And I didn't wince about this because I was in a really, really calm state. Even though I didn't have a lot of money, we seriously had $4,000 to our name. That was it, and some change. And we had actually been saving up for this trip to Italy. And I literally prayed to God in church, and I was like, look, dude, I'm totally down. Like, I know that you will provide for everything that we need. I will give every penny away, but you're going to have to talk to my husband because I don't know how to like get him on board with this. I literally called my husband 30 minutes later on my way home from work, or not from work, but from church. And I said, look, I think God's telling me we have to give all our money away. And he's like, and I was explaining to him like this mission that I wanted to give to. And all he said was, just don't use the debit card. That was it. Because he didn't want like our bank information being stolen. He'd rather like the transaction go through on a credit card and then us just pay the credit card immediately. That was all he cared about. And I was just like, what?
That's a good man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know he has a lot of faith in me, but he has seen like what God has done in my life since then, that my business has exploded. I went from making like, you know, consistently $500-600 a month to now like, you know, $30,000 a month or something like that. And it's just like, he has watched that. So I just have to lead by example. And now he'll say things like when we're watching his team on football, you better manifest this win for me.
Exactly. That's what I mean. He believes it in some level because you were the example, because you are the light. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. Not like I have helped clients figure out how to talk to their spouses or what kind of conversations they might have around their financial goals and their business and how they want to handle money. So it's not that I don't think a conversation is ever in order. I think, of course, you want to have open-hearted conversations with those you love. It's just that I don't think we have to convince them or spend our energy trying to get them to believe. We just have to do our part and be the light, and they will, when that check comes in the mail, they'll believe, they'll start to get it. Or even if they don't technically believe, they'll be open to it. You know what I mean? They'll say, okay, if you want to write a check to $4,000 to the church, you know, like, or whatever. Like, yeah, be the light. Don't focus so much on getting them on board. You do the work first. Just do the work.
You can't convince someone. There's no convincing.
I didn't hear you, but you cut out.
Oh, I just said you can't convince someone. Like that word in itself is just like an act of exhaustion on your part, because someone has to kind of come on their own by their own free will. And so the only thing you can do is just lead by example.
I agree 1,000,000%. Okay, what are some, the next question is, how do you get past being told no without coming off as being too pushy? I'm going to assume this is like in regards to like a sales call or signing someone up for something. I don't know what it's referring to, so I'm just going to go with that. So how do you get past being told no? So this is my belief system, and this has really saved me a lot of time and energy in my business. And this is a principle from the course. Part of my manifestation process, one of the steps is knowing that it is either this or something better, which means you are in an energetically released state. You set your goal, you work through your limiting beliefs, you believe it's coming, and then you go, this or something better, God's will be done. May it come in a way that is of the highest good. I surrender, I release, and I'm willing to do my part, and like I'm chilling the fuck out. Because when I believe that it is this or something better, then I'm not obsessed with any sales call going a certain way or someone signing up for any of my offers, because I I believe it is that person or someone better because I believe that my goals will be met no matter what, that the whole universe is conspiring with me all the time to help me manifest what I desire. So it doesn't matter if this person says yes or not. I can let them say no and not really care. I mean, then there's a whole business science behind overcoming objections and how to talk someone through their no's. And that's an important part of business. But like when it comes to just the straight manifestation side, I enter all my sales calls super released. I'm just going to tell you about my information and about my product. And it's okay if you don't sign up. And I have like a 98% close rate. I never get on the phone with someone who doesn't sign up. So I don't know, it works. Like for me, the principle has really worked. I'm not attached to anyone buying from me or saying yes to me, you know, any one certain person. And that's so true with like a man. Have you ever decided that one boy is supposed to like you or ask you out or propose to you at this certain date, or that this one job has to be yours, and you get all crazy and you suffocate it and you block it from coming in because you're so attached to that desire instead of in a state of surrender? I have a blog that's called Surrender Makes It Happen Faster. And it's all about how when we surrender and know it's coming and it's ours no matter what, it can come much, much more quickly than if we do it in our own strength.
I have a quote that I just always remember when especially when it's for business and it comes to sales. What is for you will not pass you. So I don't worry about the fact if someone says no, either it's not the right timing for them, which is okay because I don't want them draining my energy when it's not the right time for them. I would rather them be investing us, like collectively investing our energy when it is that like special place and time for them to just run with it. Because I've worked with people, I have the knowledge in sales to convert a no into a yes. I choose not to exercise it because I let God work on my behalf. And there's another great quote that I just heard today, actually, and that was, you can say all the right things to the wrong person and they're still going to say no, but you can say all the wrong things to the right person and they're going to say yes.
That's so true. That's so true. Right? Yes, those who are meant for your stuff will show up for it if you're an energetic match for them, if what you have to offer is right for them. Yes, 1,000,000%. So our work, most importantly, is our energy.
Yes.
Right? So good. I love that. Write that somewhere. Type that. Make a graphic. I need that. I need that more in my life. That's so good. I'm hanging that somewhere. Okay. I'd love to be my own boss and be able to spend more time with my daughter, eat really well, and give my daughter the best opportunities in education, but I'm completely broke. What do I do to maintain a life while building a business off in those conditions? Okay, so first of all, you're in a beautiful place because you already know your why. Your why is so important. When I have, in the first week of the money course, we set a goal. And when I have people set their goal, we do some exercises around that goal to reinforce our belief in that goal being like a worthy goal that the universe wants to get behind. And one small part of that is your why. What is your why? Your why is your daughter eating really well and your daughter having a beautiful education. Good. If I were you, I would spend time every day focusing on that, feeling that, visualizing that, believing that that is possible, overcoming the limiting beliefs that say that will never be possible, and never saying things ever again, but I'm completely broke. You can say, but I'm on my way to more abundance, or my current situation. No, I don't want you to say your current situation. Broke and poor and not enough and can't afford are those words that reinforce the universe is going to give us whatever we believe we can have. I don't know how else to say it. So if we say and believe and feel broke, then we're going to keep attracting more brokenness, right? So I know you're just telling me about your situation. Like, I'm not being hard on you. I get it. But if we can eliminate phrases like that and focus on your why and focus on what it would be like to support your why. And then after that, it's really a stream of income. So crazy miracles happen. Like in my course, if you read the testimonials, people have these stories about manifesting $10,000 and $5,000, and I love those stories. But I also really love the people who just wanted the consistent income and then were led to the network marketing opportunity, or were led to a coach who helped them create a coaching package or whatever it was. I believe that when we have our why and we have our desire, then an opportunity can show up and we can say yes to an opportunity. And then we can work manifestation principles inside the opportunity, which to me, I like working my principles inside my business and it being a lot of consistent income than those random, though I love the random shit the universe does when you just receive money and it's unexpected and it's out of nowhere. That's so cool too. But if I were thinking about supporting my child, I think I would be working on believing that a consistent stream of income could come to me through an opportunity that was right for me. I think that's what I would do. Thoughts, Boo Boo?
Yes. So that was the first thing that I noticed was that I'm broke. In the Bible, it's just God's described as I am that I am, right? And so those words I am are powerful because I look at us each individually as just like little God sparks. He's inside of all of us and we have the power to call in whatever it is that we desire. Those desires are there intentionally. However, when we replace certain words after the words I am, so I am broke, I am ugly, I am unworthy. Whatever it is, you will manifest to be true in your reality. So be very, very, very careful about any words that you choose to follow the words I am. So the first thing that you could do for an assignment tonight is to replace that limiting belief that you are broke because you are already a divinely abundant creature, blessed to have whatever it is that you truly desire. So that is your birthright. And so you could take some little Post-it notes and just start placing them all over your house or your apartment or whatever, and just write, I am beautiful. I am, like, whatever you want to be true, and just have that surrounding you. Because even if you're not staring at it every day, your subconscious is still soaking it in. But you've got to, it's so tricky and easy to fall into and just be like, I'm broke. I hear it all the time. I'm broke as a joke. And I just want to like slap those words out of people's mouths.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't say that. You're repelling abundance. I don't want that for you.
No, 1,000,000%. That's such a good exercise and that's so easy. I mean, we can all do that tonight. We can all just make a list of I am statements of all the things we want to be and say that list every day.
Yep.
Like so beautiful and so powerful and so good if you haven't had a lot of practice creating affirmations and mantras, like such a good place to start. Yeah, some beautiful I am statements. I love it. So good. I always feel uncomfortable when I log in to do my banking and bills. Any suggestions how to change this? Yes, I do have suggestions. I would, if it were me, I wouldn't open it haphazardly, randomly, unintentionally. When I opened it, I would get my mindset around money right first. Okay, so here's what I did a long time ago. I would spend time envisioning I had 4 accounts, 2 checking and 2 savings, a bills account, a spending account, a long-term saving and a short-term saving. This was just my system in grad school. So I had the system and I would spend time visualizing numbers in each of the accounts and feeling like the numbers were there and just being with that number and those possibilities and how my account would look someday. And let me tell you, my account is getting close to looking like that today. We are definitely getting to those huge numbers. But that was something I could believe and I could energetically get behind. Choose numbers that work for you, that you can feel really good about. And then I opened my account strategically twice a day, morning and night. So I would get myself in a calm, centered place of believing and trusting. And then I would check the account. And then I would check the bills. And then I would probably have to get my mind right after again. Like after I saw what was going on, I might have to like sit down and get my mind right again and go through some more affirmations and visualize the money in my account again, or whatever practices you want to create. But I wouldn't open my accounts without protecting myself if my accounts were scaring me right now. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts, Boo?
So I agree with everything that you just said, but it kind of made me think about also the energy that people feel when they open their bills. And so I just wanted to touch on that because that was a big one for me when we were paying off our $100,000 worth of debt. I had to keep myself in the feeling of abundance, even though we still had mountains of bills still rolling in. So I used little tricks, like I would celebrate when I would get a bill saying how good I feel to always have money in my account to be able to pay for it. And so when I had something that, and say, I feel good about what I spent my money on and I'm grateful, I always have money there to pay for it. I would even do silly little things like changing your state, your mental state can actually start with your physical. So if you had like a dance party and a glass of wine and like made it fun to, and you could even sit there and visualize and pretend like, this is not a bill. This is how much money's in my bank account. I have $100,000 in my bank account, not $100,000 of bills. You have to kind of just trick yourself like a child almost to make it a feel good energy versus a negative lack. I'm broke. Holy crap. How am I going to ever pay these bills? When it, like all those negative anxiety type feelings that we get when we get those bills in the mail. I think that's a really good place to start, is to stop feeling the overwhelm and the mountain and the pressure of debt when we're feeling, when we are feeling those broke type feelings.
I agree. I love that. So good. I didn't have a dance party. Mine looked more like a ceremony. I had a ceremony of paying bills. And I had like a Google document where I put like how much was owed on each bill and then like an X in the doc when I paid it. So just I could, and the due dates. And I just had this like space where it was all organized. Instead of, oh, this bill, oh, that bill, bills are coming in. There was a space where it was organized. I mean, I still have it. I still do that. But that was like a big step at a time. And then at a ceremony, it still feels like a ceremony of like playing music and paying each of the bills. Or if you can't pay them all right now, that's okay. Paying the portion of the bill you can, or pretending to pay the bill, being in the energy of paying the bill. And that same ceremony that I used to have to pay bills, I now have to pay my assistants and stuff. But it's still that like being delighted in paying, so if it's paying a bill, it's taking care of yourself, your home. When we resent bills, we're resenting things that, like when it's just our bills for a living, we're resenting something that's trying to support us. If I resent a student loan, I'm resenting an education that I chose to serve me, to get me where I was trying to go. You know what I mean? So being grateful for the opportunity to support yourself and take care of yourself. Yeah, I love what you said, playing tricks on yourself and pretending you have that amount of money in your bank. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's shifting you. If it's shifting you out of that space of anxiety and lack into a space that feels good, you can pick any kind of ritual or exercises or parties like that you choose, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I always feel uncomfortable. Okay, we read that one. When I was a kid, I had to read The Monkey's Claw. I swear it keeps coming up that there's a price to pay for receiving money. WTF. I've never read The Monkey's Claw, but hold on, let me just sit with that for a second. There's a price to pay for receiving money. So that money isn't free. That money isn't just our birthright. That money isn't a free gift. Girlfriend, I would shift that belief. So there's a price to pay for receiving money.
I'm Googling this right now as talking to try to figure out.
No, I don't know what the book was, but there's a lot of myths in our culture. Some myths are money is the root of all evil, or rich people suck, or I've had friends in the past that have talked about like stupid rich kid, spoiled rich kid, silver spoon in his mouth. And as long as we resent wealthy people, or as long as we believe that wealthy is bad, or as long as we believe that there's a price to pay for being wealthy or a price to pay for receiving money, anything like that will block us. But it's the same principle. It's taking that belief, looking at it. Is it ultimately true? No, it's not ultimately true. It is a lie. Find some examples of it being true. Poke holes in it. Expose it. Discredit it. Tell a new story. Repeat that new story. Affirm that new story to yourself. Create a new system for how you believe.
You said this last time, money is a neutral resource. So there's not a positive or negative. It's just an exchange of energy. So if you have a high energetic vibe, somebody said, like, if we took all the wealth in the world and equally distributed it to everyone, it would still end up in the same people's hands, because some people have a higher energetic vibe for receiving money than others. So you have to intentionally raise your energetic level in order to receive more, because it doesn't matter. There is no, like, the concept of redistribution of wealth is a crock of shit. Unfortunately, it probably would make people more stressed out. That's why I don't play the lottery, because I know that I'm not an energetic match for $1 billion right now. I'm just not ready to handle that level of money emotionally. Right. So some people are very comfortable with it. So I just focus on constantly, slowly upping my level of comfort with how much money I can have. But like Amanda said last time, it's a neutral resource, completely neutral. So you can't say it's bad and you can't even say it's good. It's just neutral. It's an exchange of something for another thing.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I always say money is not good or bad. It's a neutral resource that you can choose to use for good, for your good, for the good of the world, for good. When we have money in our hands, we can spend it on our families, we can spend it on ourselves, we can spend it to grow our businesses, we can invest in things we believe in, we can donate to things we believe in. Like money. So I said, and I have a different course called Boss Lady Branding, and all of my courses I talk about money. I can't help it. It's one of my favorite things. And in the course I was saying, money is everything. Money is everything. And I was like, that's such a bold statement, but I can say money is everything unapologetically and not feel materialistic or selfish or greedy or anything, because it's just this resource that I can do so much with. It can equal power and influence, and it can equal comfort, and it can equal support. Right now, money is equaling support for me because I'm paying an assistant to work 40 hours a week. I've never done that before. I created a team of people to help me with my launch. Money equals support. Money can equal anything. So when I say it's everything, it's just the opportunity to create whatever you want. Money is the opportunity to create freedom. There's nothing bad about that. There's only, the way I see it, only really, really, really good shit about that. Yeah, when you have a good heart, you tend to do good shit with money.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I have a question for you. So what would you say, what tips do you give in the course? I know the answers to these questions, but I'm just kind of seeding you.
Andrew took the course. Wait, did you finish the course or did you start the course? I
have not finished the course, but I intend to finish the course with the people that are enrolling in this group. I kind of decided intentionally after our last call, I was like, I think it'd be more fun. But what would you say for people who kind of at this time in their life, they've been feeling that poverty, the like, I don't have enough all the time, the stress of bills, the I am broke and all that stuff. And what are some specific activities that they could do to start feeling better and feeling more abundant? I know for me, it started with simple things like spoiling myself with a $10 manicure just to feel like I had pretty nails. So what would you say to clients asking that question?
Yeah, I don't honestly remember what I said in the course. The course is 4 90-minute calls, so it's really, really long. I remember what I said in the course, but in my daily life, the truth is, and it, now that I have a lot more money, it doesn't really look that much different. It would be going to Whole Foods and buying one thing. That one thing might be $1 more than Walmart, but that dollar might equal all kinds of abundance and wealth feelings inside of me, right? There was a time where I'd go walk around Chanel and walk around those stores and just be comfortable being in the store, believing I was someone deserving of shopping in the store. It was just me trying to up my energy and be on this other kind of level where that was comfortable. Because I don't know about you guys, but I had these thoughts in my brain, like, everyone in here knows I can't afford this. They're all looking at you. They're all expecting to buy from you. They're putting pressure on you. They're going to ask you how you're doing, and then you're supposed to buy. Like, bullshit, crazy thoughts. I would try to calm all that craziness and just be comfortable in high-end experiences. So did you have any other examples in mind or things that I said that you remember? I'm curious.
No, I can speak for my own personal experience from the awkward, uncomfortable feeling in a place where you don't feel like you match the financial energy. For me, the first time was when I went to go buy my first pair of Louboutins. I had saved up the whole year. It was my first 6-figure year in business. I had plenty of money to afford it. But standing in the store, I felt like a fish out of water. Like, I don't belong with these people. They're not my people. I had gone on this celebration trip to New York, which is now an annual thing for us, and just standing in Saks and going to some of these more upscale restaurants with one of my friends who was already very comfortable in environments like that. I felt like pressure in my chest because I just felt like I didn't belong, watching all these people walk around with like $3,000-$4,000 handbags and sitting there, and they just felt like it was just a normal everyday for them, and they didn't even think twice. And I was just like, I come from a world where, like, you know, my summers, I grew up in a trailer, like we were on, you know, state assistance and like rationing out milk and just like stuff like that, where we didn't go into stores like that. Shopping in Target for me was even like an upgrade luxe experience. Yeah. So like you, I started with little things like groceries and buying organic food and feeling good physically about myself, allowing myself once in a while to go get a manicure. Like I said on the last one, like a $5 bouquet of fresh flowers makes me feel really abundant, even still to this day. So, but yeah, I did have to, now I can walk into those stores and it doesn't bother me, but it did take me literally a whole year of me forcing myself into those environments to feel like it was okay for me to be there.
Right, and walking into the environment and realizing that you don't feel okay, like we both did, was a good part of the work, because we walked in, we observed our emotions, and we observed what the limiting beliefs were at that time, and then we went, okay, well, this isn't where I want to be. I want to be comfortable in these stores. Where I'm going in my life involves being able to shop, right? That's one of the things I want. And then we worked through, and now it's comfortable. But yeah, I'm with you. For college and grad school, you know, that $5 Starbucks felt really fucking abundant. That Starbucks felt like the most abundant thing in the world. And to this day, every time I buy a Starbucks, I really do feel like I'm spending on myself. Yeah. I really do. Because I know it's not necessary, and I know it's because I like to go there, you know. Or I like to go to the, no matter where I live, I go to the, in all the cities I lived, I go to the Starbucks in the nicest part of town. That's right.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I've always done that. I don't know. So it was little things to get myself into the energy of it, you know, but that still is that's only so much of the work without noticing what those limiting beliefs are and having a process for shifting them. Like, we have to know how to shift them. Okay.
Just detecting to find out where those limiting beliefs, I had to do so much work on that particular assignment of like journaling and like forgiveness exercises and like this stuff that, you know, that you, like the actual activities that you have to go through in order to kind of up level is real work. It's intentional work.
But it's so worth it, right? You mean like in week one, the forgiveness stuff and that healing the past stuff, like, yeah, it's real work.
Yes.
But, you know, I don't know how long you spent on it, but people have told me before they spent like one night on it, like one good deep journaling session. It's not like it takes over your life, but it does require some like quiet time. Because this is what I say in the course. Healing and forgiving the past just creates space for new desires. That's all we're doing. You're telling me you have new desires. You're telling me you want more. There's not current space for it with all your resentment and clutter and unforgiveness and lack mentality. There's just no space, right? So when we release some of the stuff, when we go through the exercises for releasing and forgiving and healing, we just make room. We just make room. And then more can come in naturally, you know?
Yeah, I would say I definitely did like a good day of journaling, but I now do this process like every 6 to 12 months in my life, because new stuff pops up as I start to up level. A new self-limiting belief that's going to keep me from moving to that next stair starts to pop up. So you just have to be like consciously aware of like, ooh, why do I feel that way? Why do I feel uncomfortable? And notice and accept and like forgive yourself for those feelings of discomfort, and then kind of figure out like, where do I think that came from?
Yeah, I mean, it becomes a daily practice. Like the first time you do it, it might seem like this process. And then I did it today at least twice, like at least twice. I felt myself uncomfortable about this call, uncomfortable about something about my launch, uncomfortable about someone I'm working with. And all 3 times I went like, what is this? What is this belief? What is the underlying belief here? Oh, I'm believing this about myself. Or I'm believing this about the world. Is that true? What can I believe instead? Okay, like, I mean, now it's an integrated part. Like, I work the course principles every day.
Right.
Every single day. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, one person has a hard time with their internet. Yes, rewatch the replay. I'm so sorry. I went to a psychic reading, and the woman told me my grandfather was speaking that he wanted my son to have his money clip. The woman asked if I had his money clip in my possession. I said no. She said, ask my grandmother about the money clip, and my grandmother had something he wanted to teach Liam. He said to always have 2 bills, 2 20s or greater in the money clip, and he never had a problem paying his bills. That's so cute. It sounded like the same lesson as the 100 in the wallet.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. So your grandfather figured out in his lifetime and wanted to pass this information on to you guys, that carrying those 2 bills and never spending it all. This happens a lot in the course. This is kind of a caveat. People will manifest money early in the Money Mentality Makeover course and then spend it all because they manifested it for certain reasons, for certain whys. So they put the money to are those whys, and then they feel really broke. And we talked about this in the vision board call. But some kind of balance between not spending it all, keeping some in your checking, keeping some in savings, putting 100 in your wallet, whatever it is, so that there's never that run out thing. And I did it too. My first few 5-figure months, I went like, holy fuck, I can pay for all these things and I need to buy something for myself, and then wait, I feel broke again. Like, what the fuck is that? And it's just, some of us, me included, had to learn how to be energetically comfortable with having money in our accounts that we weren't spending. But then when you get really comfortable with it, it's a beautiful thing, and you can let it accumulate, and you get more and more comfortable being someone who has that money, not just someone that spends that money. The spending the money was easier for me than the having the money. But both are just energetic match things. We're an energetic match for a certain amount of debt. We're an energetic match for a certain amount of savings. We're an energetic match for how much we think we can spend. It's all just states of mind that we then attract the reality for.
Which is exactly why I have this, like, I quickly and easily saved $50,000 towards my dream home, because that was important to me, but I wasn't putting that energy towards it. And then it was causing me stress and anxiety, knowing, holy crap, I make so much money. Why don't I have money in the savings account? So that was when I had to put that affirmation and that intention behind, like, okay, stuff has to happen. And now I feel more comfortable because I hit a limit of how much I could save and like the money that I needed for my business, how much I could save for like retirement and all that stuff. And I slowly had to kind of, you know, take a step up the stairs of as far as like what I could keep in my savings. But the other huge spiritual lesson that I had is that on the flip side, with like money going out the door so fast and then you feeling broke again, there's some people who, like you said earlier, cling to the money and then they won't spend it. And so there is that energy of like giving and receiving. And a huge spiritual lesson that I had was that I started giving 10% of all the money I made, and abundance started flowing at me faster than I could even like handle it. Because before I was clinging, like, I don't have enough to give. And therefore I was manifesting that back into my life. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. Once I started feeling okay with 10%, which at the time was just a few $100s a month, and now I get to spend a few $1,000s a month just giving to charities and stuff like that. So, and you guys know from our vision board party, my goal is to give $65,000 this year. That's more than I made in my, you know, whole salary, which is crazy. But you have to have the mindset on both sides of being comfortable letting go and knowing that more will come, but then also being smart and saying, okay, I need to keep maybe 10% in my savings as well, so that I don't constantly feel broke, or keep that $100 in my wallet so I don't feel broke.
Right. And it's like, okay, I agree with and love everything you said. And as you're listening to both of us talk, you probably hear that it was trial and error for each of us. Neither of us just like got this one day, but we were willing to work the process, right? We're willing to take guidance. We knew we wanted to feel abundant. We knew feeling abundant was the key. And we were willing to do any work around stopping us from feeling abundant. And you can't fuck it up. Just keep going.
Yes.
Keep trying. Keep working on it. It is abundance, feeling abundant, attracting abundant, manifesting, intentionally manifesting positive things like money is a daily practice forever, right? I'm always going to be working on this because one day my goal will be billions or whatever. Like, I'm not going to stop working this, you know?
Love you.
I'm not going to stop. And that's not like, oh, we have to do this forever. Because there's also been times, I said this in the last call, where I went, I'm very comfortable with what I will make if I do nothing else. And there's freedom in that too, but I'm never going to stop striving at the same time. But the bottom line is being honest with yourself about what you want and knowing you can have it and then doing the fucking work.
And not feeling fucking guilty about it. Do not let other people in your life impose their discomfort with money on you. You have to put up this like, oh, I get passionate, and sorry, I'm getting preachy, but like I hate it when people come in and they're like, oh, like you're so fancy, or like, why do you have to buy this? Or why do you even need that? Like,
you get blowouts every single week. How do you spend your money on blowouts? Fuck you. I spend money on blowouts because it makes me feel good. Like, fuck you.
It makes me feel abundant. That $20, $30 makes me feel abundant so I can attract more so that I can go give more than you make in a year.
55 in New York, 45 in Dallas, but yes.
It's only here, but I live
something like that. Okay, we don't have, I can't get through all the questions, so I'm going to start just picking some. Okay, but Andrea, do you still have to go at 8?
I actually looked at my calendar and I'm good for another 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, okay. So we'll keep going with Andrea, and then if I go over after she has to go, then that's fine. Like I have 2 hours carved out, so either way is perfectly fine. Okay, so Katie, I love it. Katie's saying that she's shifting from saying we can't afford it to that isn't in the budget, this grocery store trip, and all that a budget is how much we decide we're going to spend each time we go to the store. Kids can get that. We decide ahead of time how much we're going to spend at the store, and this candy bar isn't in the amount we decided to spend. That's like great life lesson. So easy. Okay, let me see what else we can get to. I'm going to take Danielle's question. Hi, Danielle, because I know her, and she's a friend from Dallas. Hi, Boo. Okay, I've had this question so many times, so I'm really glad you asked it. How do you overcome the idea of I can't earn more because I have a set salary and not my own business? I'm ready for you, sister. Okay, so there's been people in the Money Mentality Makeover course who have handled this in a couple ways or done both, and I love it all. So some, like I had a teacher who believed she couldn't make more because of her teaching position. And when we explored that, there were other ways to make money as a teacher. There were at first tutoring opportunities. Well, okay, tutoring didn't feel good to her. And then there was doing other types of educations at different kinds of learning centers where she made more money. And then she decided she didn't want that. But then she found this like beautiful combination of working at this nonprofit and teaching Zumba at night and making more money than she could have made before and feeling really good about it, right? So it's not, but the lesson for her was that there's endless opportunities. Millions of things are possible. If it's not this job, it's a better job. If it's not this stream of income, it's a different stream of income. And we can, I have another teacher that I was working with this past weekend who's gonna start creating educational products for teachers and selling them online. Genius, because she's already creating these things for her students and now she's gonna sell them. So good. I'm a big fan of digital products. And I mean, teaching isn't the only one. So here's the options. If you become an energetic match for more, either you will get a raise or your job will fall away and a new job will show up that is at the level you become an energetic match for, or maybe you would be led to create an additional stream of income or start a business or do something else, but it doesn't actually matter what steps you're given after. What matters is that you get into the belief that you can make more even though you have a set salary. Even though I have a set salary, I know I am worthy of making more. Even though I have a set salary, I believe that making more is coming quickly and easily to me. And then the second way, other than, you know, getting a new job, creating more money, getting a raise, all of those options, the second way is manifesting. I mean, I have seen a lot of people have money kind of fall out of the sky in a way they could not have expected based on nothing besides the goal they set, the intention they set, what they decided to believe in, and believing the universe would make it happen. So, I mean, all of the above, there's endless possibilities for you. But even though you have a set job, a set salary, it's your job to believe that it is possible for you to have more, and let the universe surprise you. Let the universe knock your socks off, right? Like, you don't have to know how, you just have to know that it's happening.
And you have to be open to accepting it. And so my story is a perfect example of that, because I was making about $50,000 a year as a corporate event planner in the DC area, which is like pennies for that type of, for that area. And I started my business solely with the intention of making like $200 extra a month because I was gonna have to start paying all my student loan bills and we were already living paycheck to paycheck. That was the only reason where I'm just like, I knew energetically I needed an extra $200 a month. God dropped this business on my lap and now I make $30,000 a month. What? Like, God really surprised me. And I'm not crying over. So you just have to be open to slowly think like, maybe this is the direction. Maybe I started here and it was meant to lead me here. And I never thought in my life that I would be running a virtual business, teaching people marketing, teaching people, how to like coach fitness challenge groups and stuff. I wasn't into fitness before. I was in like the corporate event planning world, had nothing to do with health and fitness, had nothing to do with social media or online marketing. But I slowly kind of found myself energetically needing like that $200, and then this fell into my lap and I realized like, oh my God, this is everything that the deeper side of me, like the community of like women empowering women and stuff that I had been raised to want to surround myself with. The money was actually the icing on the cake. Truthfully, like the craving for me was the female, like inspiring women and empowering each other was what I was like deeply craving, and I was putting out there, and like that came back to me as a match, and the money was like the added bonus.
So good. Yeah, I'm still surprised by my business. I'm still surprised. When I set the goal for like, 5-figure months, for example, I thought that would be all I would ever need and desire. And that's all I would want. And it's not a bad thing that I wanted more after, because I saw more opportunities to use my money in better ways. So yeah, but I'm surprised. I am surprised in the most beautiful way possible. It's like I'm surprised, but at the same time, I know I manifested it. Like I'm surprised by how beautifully it came, but I know I did the work, like both, right?
For people in business, I do just want to put this out there. When I started learning manifesting skills, especially not just earning more money, but just bringing the clients to me, I would say an affirmation before I started my business hours. And that was that I just thanked God for bringing the people who needed my services and who I also needed in order to further my service through business. And I would constantly like just visualize like God elevating me on a platform to be higher and higher to serve more and more people. And as I visualized that, all of a sudden I was like speaking on stages in front of thousands. My social media went crazy. Like I was constantly hitting my business goals with joy, not stress like I had been before. It just like, it makes it so much more fun to work my business when I'm not like, okay, I have to get, 5 new clients a month in order to hit my goals. How am I going to get those people? Scraping to the end of the month. Scraping and pulling is just not fun. That's not joyful. So you kind of, once I started kind of just expecting God to bring the right people to me, you know what people would do? They would message me on social media and they would say these exact things almost verbatim. I don't know who you are. I don't know how I found you, but I know I need to talk to you. And I don't know why. And I would just be like, I do. I've been praying for you. And it was just crazy, but I get stuff like that all the time. But your vibe attracts your tribe. You hear that, and it sounds like a cliche fun fitness t-shirt, but it's really not. It is the truth of like what you're putting out there and what you're getting back in business. I know we have a lot of people who are in business for themselves on this call.
Yeah, 1,000,000%, girlfriend. It's so good. It was the same thing with me with early clients. I knew nothing about internet marketing. Like I said, I was hanging flyers. What I believed the right people were coming. I believed the right people were coming, and they did. And then some of those clients stayed with me for years and became business coaching clients when I started being a business coach and I helped them start businesses. Like God had plans I couldn't dream up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what we both did was believe it was possible for those miraculous things to happen.
Right.
And we expected it. Yeah, we expected it. And like you're saying, only doing things that are joyful, really gravitating to what is joyful. Gabby Bernstein says, lean toward joy and you will be led. I mean, a lot of people say it a lot of ways, but they've done research on, I don't know how to say this scientifically, I just know it's true. They've done research on like the way our bodies, molecules, I don't know, the way we vibrate when we're feeling different emotions. And the most powerful emotion is joy, like pure joy.
Joy and love. Yes, it's something about that, like the atoms in your body produce like a physical energy. And you guys know this because like if someone walks into a room before they say anything, if they're in a really pissed off mood, don't you feel it?
Yeah.
You can feel that person is in like just in their own shit in their own head and just like negative. Before they even open their mouth, you feel their energy. But on the flip side, like my sister is a great example of this. I always tell her that she exudes like an orange aura everywhere she goes because she's just this bubbly, like nothing can go wrong. I love everybody personality. And when you're in her presence, you start to feel better. When my husband was deployed and we were separated for like 20 months and my sister could tell when I was stressed, she would go force me to get into a car with her. We'd put on gangster rap and instantly everything was better in my life. And like, she's just so good. Like when you have that natural energy, you can feel it. So you guys know that to be true.
For 1,000,000%. And if you don't have it naturally, you can create it. Thank God. Like, I don't think I'm naturally the happiest person necessarily, but I choose happiness. I do all my energetic work. I know how much better it feels to live at this high vibe where I expect greatness. And then people start saying things to you like, oh my God, you're just so full of love and light. Like you just radiate this energy. And you're like, I don't know. I just needed to feel better. Like, you know what I mean? I just needed to feel better and to inspire people to know they can feel better too. Like, yeah.
We're Virgos. We can't get overly bubbly.
Virgos we're so great. Yeah, I'm so fucking crazy as a Virgo. Yeah, I'm all the Virgo things. I'm a control freak. Okay. Anyway, besides the point, let's see if there's anything else.
Which means that there's hope for us because we're naturally control freaks. Normally, it would be natural for us to cling to the control of our money, and for us to surrender is a big deal.
Yeah, it's so good. Did you guys see those pictures of me throwing the money up in the air?
That was awesome. My favorite video on the internet this year.
Huh?
The video of you throwing the money.
Yeah.
It's like the behind the scene. Like I said, that's my favorite video on the internet this year.
Oh, thank you. We should make it go viral. So I still have the money. This is funny. I got the money out of the account. This is a very random story, but I'm going to tell it anyway because it's kind of funny. So my idea for the Money Mentality Makeover photo shoot, you can actually see some of the pictures. If you just go to amandafrancis.com, you'll land on the page. If you're watching this later and you don't land on that page, click on courses and go to Money Mentality Makeover. Anyway, so you see pictures of me throwing money in the air. So I wanted to throw $10,000 in the air. That was like my desire, right? So I go to the bank and I'm running late for the photo shoot and I pull up to the window and I'm like, hi, can you show me what $10,000 in 100s looks like? And she's like, well, actually, I can't give you $10,000 in 100s. At the drive-thru, I can only give you 5,000. I'm like, okay, can you show me what 5,000 in 100s looks like? And she's like, and I'm like, can you show me what it looks like in 2 hands? And she's like, can you fold it and show me what it looks like? We're through the window at the drive-thru at the bank. So I'm like, can you fold it and show me? And I was like, okay, so I'm doing this photo shoot. Anyway, I got $5,000 out. And I haven't taken it back to the bank because I really like who has cash nowadays? You know, we live on debit cards and credit cards and whatever. I'm really just liking having it. I'm like, it's so nice to just sit here on my desk with me. I just went to Florida for a week and I carried it around with me. Like I'm a crazy person. I love having this money on me. It's so good.
If I didn't have kids, I totally would, but I know my kids would be like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
I know. And one night I paid for dinner with a 100 and I was like, that was nice, but I can't pay for too much of it. Well, I choose not to pay for very much of it with cash because I track my business expenses via a card. But anyway, even if I'm not spending the actual cash, I like that it's in my hands right now. Can you guys tell? Okay,
hold on, do it again. I gotta screenshot that.
Okay, hold on. Can you tell I don't think money is evil? Can you tell I want all of us to have it? Because I really, really do. Hold on. Let me get it all fanned out in as cute a way as possible. Okay.
Got it.
So good. Okay. Christina, what are your suggestions on cultivating a routine for those of us to procrastinate, to know in, and scramble to catch up? Do you mean like, I'm just, because I don't know for sure, I'm going to answer this like you're scrambling to catch up on your manifestation, since that's what we're talking about right now. You could be scrambling to catch up on like business or something, but we'll just go with manifestation. So I used to do this. I used to set a big monthly manifestation goal, and then the last like 5-7 days of the month, feel like a crazy person trying to hustle and get people into my offers and into my courses and into my coaching and whatever. And it never felt good. It didn't feel like just vibing at a higher level and attracting. It felt like chasing. And though I would often still get what I wanted because I can hustle, I would be exhausted at the end, and I would leak so much of my energy that then I wasn't okay for the first few days of the next month. So, and I've had clients do the same thing. So I really think it's about the daily practice. So it doesn't have to be major, but can you make your gratitude list each day? Can you take some time to listen to a mini meditation each day? Can you say a few mini affirmations each day? And, you know, I have affirmations popping up into my phone. I may have said this on the last call, but I have a ton of mini affirmations in my phone, and they're location based, meaning I told Siri to make different ones pop up when I drive by different things, different intersections, the Starbucks, a store, the blowout bar, whatever. And so when an affirmation pops up, my ritual is to like literally at the next stoplight, whatever, stop what I'm doing, say it right then, say it out loud and feel it and take the affirmation in. And that takes zero of my time. So if you're waiting to the end to get your manifestation game on, I have a client that likes to do that at the end of every single month when her rent is due. And then she's a beautiful manifester, but she drives herself crazy. So can this manifesting just be a part of your daily experience, not something we do at the end when we're freaking out?
For me, I know myself too. Like, we've given you guys so many tips, and Amanda goes through all of this and so much more in the course, but it's like broken up into pieces. And if you guys try to apply all of it all at once into your life, all of a sudden you're going to just feel like a failure, and your energy is more important than the words and the actions. How you physically feel is most important. So if you feel behind, and if you feel like you're sucking at this and you're just not getting it right, then you got to step back and say, okay, what's one new thing I can do to create a habit? What's one habit I can change at a time? And just take it 21 days at a time. Like, if you guys do the course with me, you have the course for forever. You guys can take a chunk of this and phase it into your life to where you feel good about it. But you never want to feel overwhelmed or behind, or you just attract more of that overwhelm and behind into your life. So be conscious of that. And like Amanda said, the little things that take little to no time are things popping up on your phone, or writing affirmations around your house, or, you know, just changing how you physically feel when you pull bills out of the mailbox, just little things like that. But just be thoughtful about not allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed by the process. Take one little, it took me like a year and a half to really understand some of the core concepts that were most important to my, you know, to my life and to my business. And now I'm just finessing all of that as I go. It's just like a slow polish, and just getting better and better, and recognizing it faster, and replacing negative thoughts faster than I would have before. But have fucking fun with it. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
You're right. Like, we're talking about work, but the work is manifesting money. I mean, really, you can do it. Like, you want to do it. No, and some people take the course and they manifest a lot their first time through. Some people take the course a few times, and though they manifest as they go, it was new concepts, and it took a lot more time to go through each week. But yeah, you have it forever. I mean, people talk about listening on repeat all the time, and I think it's a little bit weird that people are listening to my voice on repeat, but I think it's amazing because I know what kind of energy and what kind of principles I'm putting in their mind, right? Like, I know what the content is, and it's like good shit.
Yeah. You want to know the first thing I ever manifested?
What?
A protein sandwich from Panera Bread. I was just thinking how badly I wanted a protein sandwich, and then I went and ordered, and I had just picked up, like, I think a coffee or something. I think I was with my mother-in-law, and I swiped my card and I gave them we went to Panera Bread like once a month as like a family dinner at the time. This was when we were like not bringing in the hard cash yet. And the Panera reward receipt printed out, and I had just told her like 60 seconds before that how much I had been really wanting a protein sandwich, and the receipt printed out and it was like, 1 free protein sandwich. And I was like, cha-ching, thank you, Dad. And I thought I'd won the lottery. Like, it doesn't have to be big, but I just started small with a good parking spot or a protein sandwich, or like one time.
Parking spots are good. Parking spots are really easy. one to start with. Yeah.
Parking spots are an easy one to start with. And then one time I started trying to manifest just like small bits of cash unexpectedly. And so I pulled into work one day in our parking garage, and I always parked in the same spot. But for some reason, the only time in my 7 years of working there, one person got there earlier than me, which was 7 a.m., and they parked in my spot. So I was forced to pull into a spot on the opposite side. I pulled into the spot, I opened my door, and there was a wad of like $30 in cash just sitting on the ground that I would have never seen had that person not been in my parking spot. And that was when I was like highly focused on just money coming easily and effortlessly to me.
So good. I love it. I had that happen once too. I literally walked into the money, on top of the money, when I had maybe a couple coaching clients, but I was telling God I needed more. And I was just so frustrated with the situation. I was like praying, and I walked onto money. I think I stepped on money. And I was like, okay, fine. You're listening. We're getting there. I know we're getting there. Yeah, it's like a process. And you know, I've been working my manifestation game since I was 13. Like, this is something I became interested in early. So like my process, I've been trying to craft this for a long time. It's like such a gift to me to be able to teach this thing that is, I feel like I was maybe put on earth to try to lay out for people as simply as possible.
And I think an important step is also to recognize any sign of abundance, no matter how big and small. If you guys are walking on the street and you pass a penny, pick up that penny, because the fact that you noticed it, a lot of people who are in this lack mentality don't even notice money walking when they are walking on the street. They won't notice it in their path. So if you get in the habit of saying like, I'm always constantly on the path of abundance, or abundance is coming to me, and you notice a penny, pick it up and thank God for that sign of abundance, and thank him for more to come.
Yes, list everything you receive every day. Either make a gratitude list or a money list. I've done both. I mean, you can do it a lot of different ways, but maybe just acknowledging that every single penny, or that someone bought you a $5 latte or whatever, like acknowledging and being in that gratitude. Gratitude is a significant attractor of abundance. Gratitude. Yeah, that will help you up your game completely.
You can have someone, maybe you guys could pick an accountability partner or something like that. Me and my girlfriend, when we would travel together, if I would like buy her a coffee, we used to be in the habit of saying, it's okay, I can buy it for myself, and like blocking abundance.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy, right? But we get uncomfortable receiving. So if you're not comfortable receiving, you'll block other kinds of abundance. So we started training each other to say, thank you, I receive it. And that was it. And just being open. So you guys, if you have someone close in your life that you spend a lot of time with, or maybe you find someone in like our virtual vision party planning group where you guys can just talk to each other, like, you know, once a day, especially if you're going to go through the course together, you guys could talk about like how you're feeling. If you like see pennies in your path, celebrate that together. If you see a block come up, like now I have this mental block of getting through where sometimes I feel obligated to always pay, since I know I'm usually the higher earner. And so that's a money block that mentally I have to get through as well. And so now I have my accountability partner, a couple of them actually, where they kind of keep me in check, like, you don't have to pay for that type of thing. So it's so important to kind of build in those accountability systems, those like sanity checks almost.
I think a beautiful practice is not saying no to anyone trying to give you something you've been asking for, whether it be money or help or support. Yeah, receiving, saying thank you. Notice how much you stop the abundance that's trying to come to you. So what do you think that's saying energetically? You asked for something and then it tries to come in a small way and you say no. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We set up the block that way. Totally. Yeah. No, and then I was going to say something about accountability or friend groups. Oh, the Money Course group. The 2014-15 group of the Money Mentality Makeover course, it's called Money Mentality Makeover Mavens, is one of my personal favorite Facebook groups in the world. So whether the course is right for you or not, find those places where it's safe to show up and be like, here's what's going on, here's what I'm dealing with. I teach the course and I show up and tell people what my goal is and how much I'm manifesting, like all the time, because it is a safe place where everyone knows the principles, they know the steps, They're all working it together, and we tell each other what we're manifesting, and we tell each other when it comes in. And there's 111 people in that group, and we're still doing it. You know what I mean? It has never felt too big to be there for each other. And people tell me all the time that it's their favorite group on the internet. And now we're creating the 2016 group, and I know the intention and the kind of energy I put in the group to cultivate it, and I'm doing the same thing again. Like, my intention is for these groups to be safe places. So find your safe places in the internet or in the real world where you can show up and tell the truth about what's going on with you, and ask for help seeing things differently, ask for help shifting your beliefs, ask for someone to remind you that you can do it and that they believe in you. You know where you can get supported. 1,000,000%.
That group is so good, because every once in a while I'll watch someone else post their big aha and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. So as people are learning and they're coming across like blocks, or it's coming across as successes, I'm learning from them. It's such a great space to just share knowledge and information and support. And I always see so much positivity in that group. And I love that you said there's 111 people in there.
Of course they're fucking it. It's like,
of course.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so the new group, because it's so important to me to cultivate beautiful energy in the new group, I mean, I haven't counted how many people have signed up since I opened the call to the wait list and to the vision board party. But I check my phone and I know they're coming in. So, I mean, everyone who signs up, when you sign up, there's a link to get in the Facebook group. So you can go to the Facebook group right away. And so what I do, like, my job is to show up every day with some kind of affirmation or quote or mantra for you guys, right? So I'll share my meditations every single day, a quote or affirmation. Like, I will give you a lot of content every day inside the group to help us cultivate the energy of the group. Mm-hmm. And we're all going to go through the course together this time around. So, like, week 1 hits on February 19th, week 2 hits 7 days later, week 3 hits 7 days later, and week 4 we're all doing live together. So, and I'll tell you why in a second. But we're going to go through the course together. So from now until the 19th, when week 1 is available for you in your members area, we're still going to do the affirmations and meditations and support each other. And then we get to go through the course all together after the cart closes. The cart closes on the 17th. So you guys are in a special position because you know about the early bird, and I mean, not even talking about that early bird publicly, you know, it's not like all over my Facebook or Instagram or anything. So you guys know about the early bird. So the early bird is $200 off. So it's $647 instead of $847, or 6 biweekly payments of $123 instead of 6 biweekly payments of $157. So it's $200 off whether you do a pay plan or a pay in full. You get the Facebook group instantly, and so Andrea and I are both going to be hanging out in that group, and I'm going to be there every day with that content that I just described, things to help you up your manifestation game right now, and then we'll all go through the course together, and it's going to be the best thing ever.
Amazing. Can I have anybody who's like, I'm definitely doing this, can you just comment? I just want to see who's going through this, because like I said, I intentionally kind of stopped because I want to finish it with this current group. So I'm just curious who's going to be going through this round with me. So give me a comment so I can give you a shout out.
I want to see. I can't count them right now. I know 6, 7, 8. We have a few signups already for sure. So that's good, because that's just more support. That's just you getting prepped for us to go on the course for longer. You know what I mean? It's just like you doing yourself a favor. So I'm just going to go into the details of the course a tiny bit, just a little bit more. And then Andrea needs to leave in a few minutes. I can answer any additional questions, and we'll probably call it a night. But I'm just going to tell you what the different modules are about really quickly. Okay. Module 1, we've talked about this a lot tonight, is the removing the process, or the process of removing limiting beliefs around money, healing the past money memories, forgiving your personal money mistakes, forgiving the money mistakes of your family. So it's all about clearing the past and making the space, right? And that week is also about getting clear on what you want and removing everything in your way of having it. That's the whole point of the first week. Okay, so the second week is pinpointing energetically and financially where you are draining yourself through habits, through words, through actions, where you're fucking yourself up, and then transforming those experiences to things that serve you and beginning to practice shifting into the state of abundance, okay? Then week 3 is all about taking inspired action from your newly abundant state and what that feels like and what that's like, right? And then what it's like to actually receive the income and what funky beliefs and habits show up once we receive it, and then working through that. And week 3 is a lot about working smarter and not harder and creating additional streams of income and using your skill sets wisely and believing that your gifts and your skills or whatever you were given is something we can turn into money, which is relevant for the business owners and not the business owners. I've been surprised by the people with traditional jobs who took that week and found just a smart way to bring in money through a side project, a side business, you know, because that was their desire. And then week 4, I am dying over this week because this is new. This has never happened before. 2016 is the first class that gets week 4. So we're recording week 4 all together. We're all showing up live. So we have the 111 people from the last class and however many people showed up from the last class, and we're all coming live, and I am teaching on next level manifestation game. Okay, so this is like my favorite stuff in the world. Everything I've learned since launching the course. So it's that instant raising of your energetic vibration and manifesting quickly and kind of that, like that piece of when you feel so confident in your manifestation game that you can bring things in overnight, right? And it's just this, really, it's this connection to source, God, universe, and what it means to know that you have a team of cosmicness, like supporting you in everything you do. But the first 3 modules get you to the place where you can even handle that, me talking about that. And if you can't handle me talking about that, it's okay, because you have it forever and maybe you'll listen to it later. Like, it's really up to you. But it's really about that flowing with the universe forever and everything just coming in smoothly and quickly on what that feels like and how we create that. So week 4 has me really jazzed right now because I've been sitting on wanting to share it for like a year, waiting for this launch to happen. So I'm a little freaking out.
I knew that you're going to have an extra week. I didn't know what it was. I'm really fucking excited.
I can't handle it. I've almost recorded it like 5 times and I'm like, no, I promised them they could come live. Like I'm going a little crazy over it. It's like when I know I'm supposed to teach something, I just start to be like,
yes. Oh my God. And you know what's really funny is that I knew that we were doing this class today, but I just realized how much I feel so passionate about talking about manifesting because it's completely changed my life and I live such a joyful life versus like a stressed, never had enough life. And it has I want that so badly for other people. That's why I just tell people about your course all the time. I just can't shut up about it. But I literally started thinking about this call today and I started crying. And I am a Virgo and I do not cry, you guys. I do not cry and I'm not starting my period. So I know that's not it either. But I was tearing up thinking about just like the lives that are going to be changed in the way that my life has been changed and how like joyful I feel on such a regular basis now and how badly I want that for you guys. And it was just like so special. I could not wait for 8 p.m. Eastern to come today so that I could talk to you guys. Can I give some shout outs really quick of people doing the course?
Yeah, I do it and refresh the page. I was going to say something about that. Oh, yeah. I mean, and the story is, I write this on the sales page, but the whole story is that I was stuck. I needed to learn how to make more money, and I said, God, if you'll teach me how, I promise I'll teach other women to do the same. And I had no idea what that meant.
Yep.
This is what it looked like. I mean, I will never forget the moment. I was sitting on a rooftop at a hotel. I couldn't afford journaling. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. There has to be a way to get past this $3,000 a month thing. How come no matter what I do or what job I have, or like I quit my PhD program, I no longer had the stipend and I still made exactly $3,000. Like, what's that about? Like, I knew that there was something energetically happening and I didn't know what it meant. I was just like, God, teach me. I promise I will tell everyone. So then I devoted my life to telling everyone, and here we are. But I mean, I don't know if I told this during the vision board party or not. I think I did, but it's still a good example. So I eventually set up streams of income to make it easy for the money to come to me. But even before I set up those streams of income, after that moment on that roof of my dedication and my deciding that I would learn this and I would study it no matter what it took, after that, the money came in. It was my commitment, my investment. For me at that time, it was investing in a coach and investing in a training I wanted to go to. So I was like, God, there has to be a better way. I know I'm supposed to go to these things. Like, I'm going to go. I'm going to receive the money to go. I made $8,000 that month miraculously, like $7,600. I'd never made that much money in my life, but I had gotten to the energetic place. I had worked the process that I had been using my entire life around everything besides money. I worked on applying it to money. The money came in. I went to I hired the coach. I went to the master class, and the rest is history. But I'm going to find the journal entry and take a picture where I said, God, I will teach everyone to do the same if you will just teach me.
I love it. I got total body chills when you said that.
It's crazy. I didn't think it was going to look like this. Like, I don't know what I thought. I was coaching one person at a time for like $65, $85 an hour, you know, like I didn't know what God was going to do, but here we are.
So much better.
No, this is so much better. Yeah, because what I do now is me just using my gifts in the most natural, most easy way for me. And that's what I want for everyone, is to believe that money can be the most natural and the most easy as possible, using their natural gifts and their natural skill sets, whatever that means. I do think it's possible to take who we truly are, who we were made to be, and take our desires and combine those things with a confidence in God, and then get whatever we want. I do believe that's possible.
I love it. So I'm going to give you shout outs, and then I have to jump off because I have a coaching call myself right after this.
Yeah.
So Jill Pierce is going to be doing the class with me, us.
Hi, Jill. Welcome. I love you. Please join the Facebook group.
Danielle Hawthorne.
Hi, Danielle. I'm so excited you're in my group. We were drinking together in a bar in Dallas 5 years ago, and here we are.
Isn't that how it always starts? Like random places.
Apparently. So many people from like different parts of my life have come into the course. Like, I love it. It's crazy.
I love it. Okay, Sasha Ashby Rapchuk, I hope I pronounced that. She says, I am doing this for sure. There's a lot of like emphasis and belief in that. I love it.
Good.
Penny Shelton.
Hi, Penny. I love you.
And Tristan Lorenzo said, I'm doing this. I'm just praying God tells my husband that I need it. I am holding space for you, sister. Can we all, if you're still on this call, hold space that Tristan's husband is going to see the light, and he's going to be like, of course you need this. Because
yeah, I'm totally believing with you, girl. It's coming. It's coming in a miraculous way. It's so happening. Okay, so the only other thing you guys really need to know, I told you about the course. You have the sales page. I put like 15 testimonials on the sales page because I asked people who had taken the course to give me testimonials, and there were so many I couldn't put them on a page, right? I picked the best 15. So there's a million. You can read about people's experiences. You can read about the course. Do your thing. And then just know that the $200 off is going to go away Friday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So right when it turns into Saturday is when we're closing it and opening it to the public. And that's when I'll start. You guys have seen me do teasers online. That's when I'll really start sharing it. And everyone, I mean, only the vision board party and only the wait list get this, and everyone else will have the higher price. So that's the only thing you need to know about the price point. So you have now till Friday night, and I'm here to support you until then. If you can't join the money course right now, get in the Spiritual Badass Boss Ladies group if you want help manifesting for the money course, or if you want help from me holding space for you from the money course, come to the Boss Ladies group. Just type in Spiritual Badass Boss Lady.
Can we give them an affirmation to manifest this?
An affirmation to manifest the money course?
Yes.
Okay, so basic belief system, let's start with your desires were given to you by the divine. Anything that is like that core desire, like I just feel I need that, that is divine, that is godly, that is heavenly. So first, knowing that if you desire it, then the universe, God, whatever, doesn't have a problem with it. There's not something cosmically saying, oh my God, you're so selfish to want that. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? The universe is going, yeah, girl, way to go bigger. I've been waiting for this. Let's do this together. So first of all, know that you're not in any kind of negative space for wanting to spend money on something that's going to serve you. Okay, step one. And then step two, so be in that frame of mind. And then what would a good affirmation be? I have more than enough for all my needs and all my desires. Money comes naturally and easily to me in expected and unexpected ways. My needs are continually met, and my desires, such as taking the money mentality makeover, are spontaneously fulfilled. This desire is easily, naturally, spontaneously fulfilled.
How much is the money course again?
$647 until Friday, or
okay.
5 weekly payments of $123.
So you guys can say, you can use my same affirmation. I quickly and easily manifest 645, you said, right? 7.
Because 47 is my favorite number. So all my courses end in 47. I'm sorry.
47. Okay. And it feels exciting. The universe blesses me with unexpected opportunities to quickly and easily earn $647, and I feel so grateful. Remember, the trick is gratitude and expectation. It's coming your way, sister. You got this.
Amen. I love it. Gratitude, expectation, knowing that it is yours, being in the energy of having it now. I am in the money mentality makeover. I am supported by this endeavor. It is mine. Nothing that is mine can pass me, or whatever. Andrew and I can both add some affirmations to the Vision Board Party group, like right now. And well, I can right now. You have to get on your call, but maybe you'll come back later. Wait, do you have to go?
I do have to go.
Okay, I love you. Everyone say thank you, Andrea. We love you.
Guys. I had so much fun with you. Love you guys.
I'll see you on the Facebook chat in a little while.
Okay, for sure. See you.
I love you. Bye. Okay, cool. So what were we saying? Oh, I can add some affirmation. It's so weird her not being here. I'm used to her little face being in the corner of my screen. Okay, so I can add some things to help you manifest for the course tonight, if that is your intention. One of my favorite things is the calling and the money affirmation. The calling and the money meditation that's on my website. It's in the Boss Lady meditation series. There's 2 meditations around money in the Boss Lady meditation series. You might want to go to that. I can give you some affirmations in the Vision Board group. And then obviously those of you who already took the leap, congratulations. Welcome to my party. I'm so excited to have you here. You will start getting twice daily affirmations from me starting tomorrow. I will get those scheduled tonight and get everything worked out for you guys so that you're having a lot of support inside the Money Mentality Makeover Maven class of 2016 Facebook group. So yeah. Okay, so anything else I can do to support anyone before we have to go? I'm going to refresh the page. Yeah, I can answer questions about the course, and then I can answer questions just about manifesting. Like, I'm really available for 20 more minutes if anyone has anything else. I know 2 hours for a webinar is like super long, but like, it's okay. I love you and I want to be here. And then listen to what I have to do tonight. I'm on TV tomorrow. You guys might have saw my television clip from my Vision Board segment. I'm doing another Vision Board segment, but this one's going to be in my home, and my Vision Board broke. My Vision Board broke. Like, I wish I could show you it sitting on the floor right now. Like, the frame, like the side of the frame fell off and pictures fell down. Like, the Vision Board broke because I had already accomplished everything on that fucking Vision Board. So the Vision Board wasn't serving me anymore. And I presented it on TV, which served me, and then it like fell apart. And I was like, fuck. So tonight I have to stay up and make a new Vision Board for this next year, which is good. I need to do it anyway. Like, I was going to do it this month anyway. Like, I'm telling all you guys to make Vision Boards. I obviously have to like practice what I preach. So I was going to make my Vision Board, but I have to do it tonight before the news camera gets here tomorrow. Like, the news crew in my home. That is what's happening in my life. Okay, so I'm going to hang out with you guys for 19 more minutes, and then I'm going to check out the new people in the Facebook group and say hello and see what's up with all the new Money Course members, and then I'm going to Vision Board. That is what's going to happen. Okay, how can I help? How can I help? I love that Ecclesiastes apparently agrees with me, or maybe I'm agreeing with Ecclesiastes since it came first. But yes, money is everything. Okay. You really want to start this round. Erica, I really want you to start this round. Tell me about it, boo. How can I help? What advice can I give on approaching people that you would love to take this course that you know they need, but they can't afford it? What advice would you give on approaching people? Like, you want to approach people about the course that you would love to have take this course, and you know you need it, but they can't afford it. So, last year when I did one of the last launches for this course, I wrote this post and it was really authentic and organic. I didn't have to think a lot about it. But I just went on this tangent that kind of came out of me that was like, can you really afford not to? And I'm not really talking about my course. I'm talking about whatever your next level action is for manifesting the life of your dreams. Can you really afford not to? What happens if you say no to that thing that's going to serve you one more time? No matter what is the next right thing for you. You know when it's right. You know when it will serve you, right? You know when it's right. Like, you know when it's what your Andrea's texting me, of course, like already. We just got off the phone and she's texting me. So when you know that it's what's on your heart to do and you feel like you've been given this desire and you want to move forward with it, can you afford not to? Can you really afford not to? I don't know. That's one question to ask. But if they can't afford it, so I mean, here's the option. I tried to make the payment plan as easy as possible. Instead of monthly payments, I did biweekly payments because I talked to a couple of friends who were paid biweekly, and I was like, tell me about this. How much would you want to be taken out, or how much of each check feels reasonable to you? Like, help me work these numbers, and we came up with $123 for the early bird, and they're like, yes, $125 out of my check. I mean, less than that out of my check doesn't feel like it overwhelming to me. I feel like I could make that commitment. You know, I had a conversation with someone who had a $600,000 launch that I was one of their affiliates. I had a conversation with them, and, you know, they got their payment plans down to 300 because they were saying, like, you know, like 300 is as low as I can get, where I feel like the majority of people can choose to not eat out or choose to not drink or choose to shop a little less and make this investment. So like I was kind of following that same thing. How do I make the monthly less than 300 and make it available for people? So I'm only saying that to say, like, I tried my best and did my part to make it as small as possible. Other than that, it's either a choice to spend it when you don't believe it's the logical or practical or right thing to do, or it's a choice to manifest it. So maybe you teach them some manifestation skills. Maybe you talk about what we've been talking about and see if you can help them understand manifesting. Maybe you talk to them. I've done this with clients, or I've helped my clients do this with their clients. They say they can't afford it, but can we look at your monthly income and break down your bills and look at where the money's going and look at whether you really can't afford it? Here's what happened for me when I had less money than I have now. This is just the truth. I would say I couldn't afford things or whatever, but the interesting thing was whenever I rented a place that was more money, or my car payment became more because I got a different car, or whenever I did something nice for myself, it was interesting how I didn't have any less money. I had about the same amount of money in my account as I always did, because that's the amount I was a match for, like, you know, like what I've been saying. So it's interesting to see when we spend more on ourselves, how maybe we just spend less in a different area, but always equaling that amount that we believe we're worthy of to be left in our account. I don't know if that answers your questions, but I hope part of it inspired you. And if anyone's really wanting to sell this course, okay, only people who are in the course can sell the course. But if you enroll in the course and then you want to sell it to people, I mean, I have affiliates. Like, I have people who are allowed to share the course with their audiences and be paid a commission. So if you want to sign up for the course, then become one of my affiliates. I would be up for that conversation. Just message me on Facebook and, like, we'll talk about it. Yeah. So then you can make back what you spent on the course. That'd be fun. Like, maybe your manifestation goal is buying the course and then making back what you spent on the course through affiliates. Like, if that felt good to you or something like that. I'm so in. Hi, Julianne. Hi, I love you. And I'm so happy you're in the course, even if I just botched your name. Birthday month damages, thinking of returning some things. Christina, you can choose to return some things. You can ask the universe for some other inspired ideas for getting you in the course. Not that I'm against returning things. The fact that you're willing to return some things says that maybe you don't really, like, want them. So if you bought things you don't want, that don't really serve you, then yeah, I mean, do whatever. Or manifest it, bring it in, girl, if you do want to keep those things. But I would love to see you in the course. I get to know all the people in the course on some level, because I really do show up there most every day. There might be, like, small sections of time, like a few days or a week, where I'm not in the group a lot, but I would think that anyone that's been there since 2014 would say that I came by almost every single day. Like, I like being in there with you guys. And I'm going to do that until my business straight doesn't allow me to. Like, I'm always going to show up for the people in my courses. I like it that way. Okay. I'm going to refresh the page again. Any other course questions or manifestation questions or ways I can help you guys? It's so sad without Andrea being here, right? Because she fills in the quiet spots where I'm humming and looking through comments. Okay. Good night, Sarah. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you, Emily. I'm so glad you're taking it. You guys have till Friday for the early bird, but honestly, you have until February 17th until the cart closes. How do you join the Facebook group you're talking about? Is there a course that you have to be a part of? To join the Money Mentality Makeover Facebook group, you have to be a student in the Money Mentality Makeover course, but you can join my Spiritual Badass Boss Lady group for free. It's a free group. Just look up Spiritual Badass Boss Lady group on Facebook. The difference is the Spiritual Badass Boss Lady group has like maybe a couple thousand people, and it's just a lot. It's a lot more like noise. Like, I love the group, but it's different. The money group is people there to talk about manifesting money. Not that you can't ask me a question in the Spiritual Boss Lady group. I don't get to all the questions, but I'll definitely try to. Jennifer, if I see you in there. Thought of one question. Do you use any essential oils that you found can help with meditating, doing affirmations to manifest money? Any abundant oil scents? That sounds hilarious. We're just curious. So I have some essential oils. That's not like my main thing in life. I felt like led to a couple over time, but I don't know that any of them are for manifestation. But I am sure out of all of these people, someone in here does network marketing through essential oils and can tell us what oils would be good for abundance. I'm sure that's possible. And if you guys do find out, write it in the Spiritual Badass Boss Lady group or in the Money Mentality Makeover group if you now have access to that group. I would be curious to know as well. I like using all of the things that help me to feel abundant. All of them. I do not discriminate against things that feel good to me. Okay, let me load this comments page one more time, and then we'll meditate, and then I have to go start on my fucking vision board for the TV people. TV people. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so 200 off through Friday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. That gives you guys a few days. You'll get Facebook access right away. You'll get quotes and affirmations and meditations from me right away. And then we'll start the course all together on February 19th. So we'll hang out in there for a month. And yeah, that's what you need to know about the course. The sales page has all the other information you might need. And message me on either of my Facebook pages if you have a course-related question. Also, you can reach me at amanda@amandafrancis.com. Okay, cool. So this was fun. Everyone sit up straight. Close your eyes. Turning your palms up. Rolling your shoulders back. And rolling your eyes in and up. Beginning to take long, big, deep breaths in. And just take a moment to bring the feelings of abundance into your body. What would it feel like to have more than enough? What would it feel like to have more than you could ever imagine? What would it feel like if you just received $1 million right now, $500,000, $100,000, whatever the most that you can imagine? What would it feel like if that was just available for you and it was rightly yours and you earned it and there was nothing to feel guilty about? Imagine that and sit with that for a minute. You are worthy of money. You are worthy of more than enough. Money is your birthright. You deserve a life where money comes naturally and easily to you. The more empowered women we have on this planet with control over money and how we use it to affect the world, the more of a difference we can make. There's nothing evil or shameful or guilt-ridden about desiring more. We ask for guidance and help seeing things differently. We are willing to know and learn to believe and understand that money is a divine resource that we can use for the good of ourselves, our families, of the world. We're willing to do our part to earn and receive more. We ask for guidance. We know that when something is not working, it is because there is a better way. And we ask now to be shown our better way, for the steps and the path to be made clear. Whoever this course is right for, make it clear to them in their hearts. And I send massive, massive, massive love and inspiration to each one of you. Thank you for showing up and being here with me. And feeling gratitude for whatever this call meant to you, whatever nuggets of inspiration you're going to be able to take away. Saying a big thank you to all that is divine for guiding us and getting us here. And I send you guys all big amounts of love. Oh, we almost forgot something. Andrea is writing you guys an ebook. One of the bonuses for the course is a book from Andrea for all of you on taking the inspired action. You know, I'm the big manifester. She's the big, like, I mean, we both manifest the fuck out of life, but she like loves teaching the practical goal side of it, like the reverse engineering of the desire, the dream, the goal. And so she is going to show up and give us an ebook with that intention, and I think it will serve all of you significantly. I'm excited to read it. So that will come with the course. And then, yeah, I think that's all I have to say to you guys. Just know that the price changes Friday. That's the only time-sensitive thing right now. And I am here for you to answer questions, and I hope to see a lot of you in the New Money Mentality Makeover group. I'm going to go there right now. And I love you guys so much, and I'm sending you big fucking massive love. You are worthy of the life you desire. You are worthy of a life full of abundance. Everything you desire, the universe desires for you. Everything you want wants you. Everything you seek is seeking you. And it's just the fucked up beliefs that are in our way. And we can change those, thank God. Okay, so I love you guys so much. I'm here for you forever and ever, amen. And I'm signing off. Talk soon.